How cruel, Molly. What did I ever do to you?
We don't need you anymore. I'm gonna live here with my mom, your stuff, and get out.
My mother-in-law and husband interred and said that they didn't even want to listen to Ida say. I felt myself falling out of love. I'm Molly, 27 years old. I've been married to my husband, Rear, for a little over a year and a half. He can be a bit indecisive, but I think someone less aggressive would be better suited to spend every day with. So T decided to marry him. We both work, but we've managed to and get along well. That's when the incident happened after the new year. The signal for the start of the incineration process is the intercom ringing at 7 a.m. on St. As a working couple, we were still at 7 a.m. on Sundays. From the fatigue of weekdays, it's good to take a little time to wake up. In the end, we lost to the persistent intercom ringing over and over again.
Hello, who is this?
I looked at the monitor with a raspy morning voice. My mother-in-law, Christine, stood there.
Molly, why are you making me wait Watch.
Are you okay, Christine?
Her wailing voice echoed through the morning. I was shocked and woke up my husband. Hastening half asleep, Ryan and I both made it to the front door, still in our pajamas.
Mom, what's going on? Coming here's the morning?
Ryan, help me, please. I've been kicked out.
She cried even louder as she said that.
All right. Come on in.
Once inside, she sat in the middle of the 3-seat sofa.
What happened, Mom? Did you get into a fight with Emily I?
Emily just kicked me out.
Emily is the wife of my husband's brother. Christine has been living with Thee and his wife. Pretending to prepare coffee for them, I took refuge in the kitchen. She was kicked out of the oldest sorority. While waiting for the water to boil, strained my ears to listen.
I've been told all along that my utilities are high or that I don't like the seasoning of the meat. Isn't that terrible?
Man, she's got so much energy in the morning. There's no hesitation in her litany complaints. I let out a big sigh. My relationship with her is actually not that good. We just don't click. If I choose right, she chooses left. If I say something is good, she says bad. That's how it feels in every aspect. She had already been living with the son and his wife before Ryan and I moved in. So I was relieved that I would never have to live with her. But this was like a bolt from the bee. I never expected Christine to be so kind and come to our house.
Finally, this morning, I couldn't take it anymore, so I spoke up. And then they told me to leave. I'm so sad and feel so pathetic.
I don't think Emily is such an unrest person, though. I wonder if that's true.
Here's some coffee.
Thank you, Molly. You'll be on my side too, won't you?
Huh?
I'm so glad to hear that. I have nowhere else to go. Please let me stay here.
What?
It's precisely this aspect of Chris where she just decides things on her that I have a hard time with. I had a tough time at our wedding be this. She decided on the wedding cake and all by herself. Don't make decisions without us. It's our wedding. And since her and my tastes are come opposite, none of it felt right. It was a real struggle to persuade her without offending her and make sure that our wishes were in line with hers. It's a bitter memory. Even after getting married, she would still make plans for things like memorial services at Christmas without consulting us or considering our plans. Thanks to her, we have to adjust our schedules, work, and go through VAR difficulties.
I have common sense, you know. I'm not thinking of doing anything like taking over your room. I'll just take a little space and rise, so don't worry.
Oh, hell no. I can't see any common sense in this. And she's going to live here. She can't just spring this up on us. Our home is a 2-bedroom, company-owned apartment. Ryan and I each have our own room. There are no rooms for her. Even if she says she'll share my husband's room, our small home will quickly become cramped. It's bound to be chaotic. Is she trying to settle in? My mother-in-law is in our house. This Sunday morning is turning into a disaster. After breakfast, Christine retreated to Ryan's room. He also went to his room to listen to her story. I let out a deep sigh as I cleaned the three of us. First, let's hear what Emily has to. I need to understand both sides of the story.
Hey, you two. I'm going out to buy groceries for.
I called out from the living room, and Christine poked their head out of the door.
All right, drive safe.
Be safe.
Okay.
2 similar faces were peeking outdoor. These two really are a pair of parents with shared blood, I thought to myself. I went shopping and stopped by to see my sister-in-law, Emily. I had emailed her before leaving so she answered right away.
Oh, Molly, are you okay? Christine must be causing you trouble.
She said as soon as she opened her.
Emily, are you by any chance quite
It's my husband who's more upset than me.
your husband?
Oh, I'm so sorry. My brother-in-law was never mentioned in Christine's story, and he's upset. What on earth could it be?
What has she told you guys?
I'm not sure what you mean by edit here.
I honestly told her what I had heard about Christine. Then Emily said,
Aha! Just as I thought.
and started talking in a serious tone.
Molly, you'd better not believe what Christine says.
Here's my sister-in-law's side of the story. Before Christine and her eldest son started living together, they had decided how much money each would contribute to the household every month. But that agreement was only followed for a few months. Christine is now not contributing a penny. My brother-in-law keeps asking her to keep her promises, but she doesn't. At some point, Christine quit her job as a nurse to become a full-time writer. After she quit her job, she started stealing money from Emily. She stole money that was meant for groceries and even her children's ballet class tuition. When Emily finally confronted her, played the victim. This situation has been going on for a long time. Ryan and I were blissfully unaware. Emily and her husband tried their leave any money in the house. Perhaps it was a matter of pride, but Christine didn't ask them for money. She managed to get by on her own savings and pension. That's where my husband comes in. A little while ago, he gave me his pocket money, saying he had won some gambling. From that point on, the tide changed. Christine started praising Ryan's older brother. And then, this morning,
I've had enough of this terrible life. I'm sure Ryan would treat me much better.
Christine burst into her eldest son's bedroom, shouting that she had seen a ghost. And without giving them a chance to storm out, that was before 6 a.m. today. I was puzzled. Her story was completely different Christine's. Emily advised me out of concern.
Don't make any promises or agreements, Christine. Don't believe her.
Okay, I won't.
I replied and hung up the phone. While shopping, I compared the store, Christine and Emily. I didn't know what to believe. For now, I needed to talk to Ryan.
I'm home.
When I returned home, Christine and I moved to the living room. The two of them greeted me with smiles.
We're going out to buy some things for her daily life. Molly, you can rest. We'll eat out for lunch too.
I said I was going shopping for, right? Going out to eat. What does she need in her daily life? Oh, God, please don't tell me. She's planning on staying here for good.
Well, we'll be going then.
Oh, wait, hold on. Without listening to me, my husband's mother left. Unbelievable. This is unacceptable. I don't care if I'm called narrow-minded. I don't want to live with my mother. Hell no. It'd be too stressful and mentally exhausting. My life would be nothing but misery. What should I do? It doesn't seem like Christine has intention of going back to Emily's. My husband seems to be accepting the living with his mother. I have a feeling that once Christine, Emily, and her husband won't chase at. This is bad. I'm at a complete disadvantage. What a shitty life. As I lamented and rolled around on, suddenly felt something was off. My makeup tools seemed to have been. Did Christine use them? If she was going to use them, she shast. I mean, I don't even want her enter. Room without permission. There's no proof yet that she entered the room and used the cosmetics, but I felt disgust. I might be overly sensitive after Emily's story, but there's definitely a sense of urgency to get it done. I felt anxious and searched the room. Closet, bookshelf, trinket box. I inadvertently let out a sound. Out of the 300 I had in the drawer gone. This money is supposed to be deposited in the bank tomorrow. There should definitely be 300, but 200 is here. You must be joking. Emily's credibility increases. With the information from Emily, we have found 90. We still need to find 10 more. I could clearly picture Christina money in my mind. I felt a sense of crisis. I can't stand getting involved in McTroubles on top of not getting along with her. This can't go on. There's no way I can live with her. She and my husband came back at 9 p.m. I was finally able to talk to him when Christine went to take a bath.
Hey, what are we going to do about Mother from now on?
She's going to live here.
I don't want that. I can't live together with her.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I don't want to live with.
You're cold, you know? She was kicked out of my brother's.
Well, it seems like she wasn't kicked out. Emily told me that she left on her.
Even so, we can't kick out my mom with nowhere to go.
It doesn't have to be right away, but could rent an apartment or something. Once it's ready, she could live there. You know, she and I don't get along.
That's just because you're complete dismissing her feelings.
You used to complain about how Diff is too.
Did I? I forgot. But come on, living together is no right. She said she'll pay us her living expenses.
I can't trust that verbal promise.
How cruel, Molly.
A shrill scream echoed from behind. It turned out that Christine had come out of the bathroom and was in the living room. It had not even been 5 minutes. Her bath was apparently just a quick.
You thought of me like that? I can't leave my precious son to son you. Divorce him.
Excuse me?
Oh, that came out of nowhere.
My son is wonderful. He takes care of his mother, his feelings, and he's kind. He's much more capable than his old brother. It's a shame he's the second son. I can't give such a good boy to some you with a twisted personality. Divorce him. Get out.
Christine ranted, but her face seemed to be smiling somewhere. This is strange.
Why are you smiling like that, Chris? That was a really quick bath? Weren't you waiting outside the room for me to say something wrong? Your hair is dry, even though there's sound of a hairdryer.
That's not true. How rude.
She was clearly flustered. Ryan was looking away, avoiding eye with me. How easy to read. The two of them were conspiring to out. I could feel the blood rushing to my.
Who's the cruel one here? Ryan, what's going on? Who else?
Well,
He looked back and forth between me, mother. My eyes were narrowed in anger. while Christine had a creepy grin on her face.
Ryan, it's okay. Just say it.
She urged him. Then he nodded and suddenly spoke up.
I am a student of English language and literature, and I have been teaching English as a second language for over 5 years now. I have experience in teaching students from different age groups and levels, including children, teenagers, and adults. Furthermore, I have taught English to non-native speakers in various countries such as the United States, Canada, Japan, and South Korea. My teaching methods are based on communicative approach, which focuses on developing students' speaking, listening, reading, and writing skills through interactive activities and real-life situations. I am passionate about teaching English language and culture, and I enjoy helping my students improve their communication skills in a fun and engaging way. You're the one who should leave. Pack your things and get out right.
He was taken aback for a moment by my voice.
See, my son says he can't live with you. Molly, you're the fifth wheel.
Christine pointed her finger at me, was blaming me for everything.
Yeah, that's right.
My husband chimed in, waving his arm. What the? He was scared just a while ago. I never got along with my mother in the first place. But today, just now, for my husband disappeared completely. Not a single piece remained. What's with this jerk? He doesn't listen to a single word I say and just does whatever he wants. It's infuriating. Just unforgivable.
Fine. Divorce it is.
Divorce?
Molly, at least in the end, you get what you want. Very nice. I am very happy for you, Ryan.
What do you mean, what? And who the F is she to judge me as nice?
I don't need alimony. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine, right, Ryan?
Christine seemed very pleased. My husband's eyes were wide open as he followed the rapidly unfolding conversation. It's not my problem, even if you two later. That night, I was so tired that I fell asleep immediately. I might have decided on the divorce heat of the moment, but I absolutely refuse to be parasitized by my mother-in-law. I don't need a husband who treats me like a nuisance just because he's manipulative. I submitted the divorce papers prompt. I quickly proceeded with the moving too. Since turning in the divorce papers, not spoken a word to my husband or mother. It felt like we were strangers who to be on the same train. It was uncomfortable, but I only had to endure it until on the day of the move, I gave instructions to the movers and had them carry my belongings out. My furniture and appliances were all taken away. Upon seeing this, Christine let out surprised, "What?"
Wait a minute, Molly. Why are you removing the air conditioning?
Because I bought it.
Where did the TV go?
The TV is mine too. So is the washing machine, vacuum seat, microwave, hairdryer, and so on.
Before getting married, Ryan lived in a one-room apartment with furniture and appliances included. On the other hand, I lived in a regular rental apartment with my own purchased furniture. When we decided to live together after getting married, I brought most of here. We only replaced the refrigerator, bigger one, when we got married. So that behind, and the scale too.
What are you doing? Put them back. We can't live like this.
Ryan knows that most of the furniture and appliances are mine, right, Ryan?
He was dumbfounded as he watched our belongings being carried away. The movers were concerned about the between Christine and me, but I asked them to proceed without about it. Throughout the process, she continued to criticize and blame me. She attacked me openly and directly, grumbling from the sidelines. And then cried while watching with disbelief with my husband. She attacked me in various ways. It's amazing how she could showcase diverse repertoire in such a short. In a way, I think it's incredible. Perhaps my brother-in-law was always being badmouthed by her similarly. I sympathized with him. When all the work was finished, I asked Christine,
By the way, have you and your son D where you'll be moving?
Moving. Moving is a process that involves packing, loading, transportation, unloading, and unpacking of goods. It requires a lot of effort and time to complete it successfully. Moving can be stressful if not planned properly. Here are some tips that will help you in moving smoothly.
Yes, because this place is a company rented apartment.
she was as shocked as if a natural had occurred.
Company housing from your workplace, Molly?
Yes, that's right. So when I leave, the two of you can hear. I've informed my company about and given them my husband's contact information. I think you 11 be hearing from the resources department soon. Well then, goodbye.
I cheerfully shouted my farewell. Christine had a stunned look on her. Ryan just nodded vaguely. My new place is a single occupancy company apartment. I have been living in a family style apartment until now. Moving closer to work shortened my giving me more time in the morning. I only have to do housework for one. I can enjoy drinking alcohol, however. Oh my God, living alone is so nice. I'm overwhelmed by the wonders of one myself. As I enjoyed a drink after work, my rang. It was from my ex-husband. Feeling tipsy and in a good mood, my were high. I shouldn't have answered the call, did.
Molly, I'm so glad you're here. It was my fault. Please come back.
As soon as I picked up the phone, my ex-husband shouted,
I'm already home.
No, I want you to come back.
Why?
he's saying something ridiculous. I couldn't help but laugh.
I got a call from your company's HAR department. They said I could stay here as is.
Well, good for you.
The rent here is $1,900.
Well, it is in a good location.
It's a family apartment near the station. The rent would be about that much. Until now, there was a rent assistance company, and the remaining portion covered by the assistance was split between my ex and me. That was the $300 I had at home, and Christine stole $100 of that.
I was manipulated by my mom. She said she had nowhere else to go, but that I could help her, and that she was relying on me. I got carried away by her flattery to protect her, so I ended up being you, Molly. I didn't really want to divorce.
Oh, I see. But we're already divorced, aren't we? Too late.
Besides, I can't make ends meet with income. I can't afford to buy appliances, Pa, and take care of my mom.
It's too late for that now. He should have known that all along.
Molly, I was wrong. Please come back.
But you told me to leave, remember? Besides, there's no way I could ever relate to your mom again.
Wait, Molly, please.
I turned off my phone and drank a beer. Ah, this is so good. I don't need a husband who neglects just because he's a little flatterer. I completely forgot about my ex-husband, happily got drunk. The next morning, I rushed to work panic. Since I had turned off my phone, it didn't go off, and I almost overslept. That was close. I arrived at work just before the day, and checked my phone As expected, there were countless me from my ex. I ignored them all. What I wanted to see was, yes, an email from Emily.
Are you enjoying living alone? Thank you so much for your help in making our family's move a success. Thank you.
Great, their move is complete too. In fact, I had anticipated my ex-wife's visit, so I proposed the move to Emily's husband. It's likely that my ex won't be able to maintain the standard of living that demands. Of course, they would want to avoid. So Before she shamelessly comes back, she should disappear. I proposed this idea when I asked for the divorce papers. Emily and her husband had several discussions and decided to move. I don't know where they moved to. I texted Emily.
Congratulations. I'm relieved.
A few months later, my ex and his Mo moved out of the company housing. They had no choice but to move. Naturally, he couldn't afford and maintain their lifestyle. Their new place is an old apartment from the station. It's in the opposite direction of my home. Christine thought she and her son were living in a family apartment near the station. Her expectations were shattered and already blaming her son. Of course, she didn't contribute what she promised to. She tried to return to Emily's place, but they had already moved. Someone else is living at their old. She doesn't know where they went. So she returned to her son's place, grumbling and exploding with anger. Every time something happens, he calls and asks for help. I didn't give a shit. I enjoy being alone. Recently, I got tired of the constant updates from my ex and changed my phone number. Now I don't have to deal with Chris either. I don't have to worry about being seen as a weak-willed man who can't say no and is always at his mother's beck and call. This divorce has set my life back, or I just turned 27 this year. Even though I failed at marriage once, it doesn't hurt or bother me. There's still so much more to life